We are in. Okay, there we go. The live stream is on. Now, in today's live stream, obviously, we're going to be talking about a few things. We're going to be talking about Mr. Judge Ratha Mkwatleng apologizing, some people accepting the apology, well, few people accepting the apology, and other people actually saying, you know what, we are not accepting or we will not accept the apology thereon. That is exactly what we're going to be talking about in today's episode or today's live stream. But also, I would like us to talk about this, what I consider it the most important aspect of this. I've had a lot of discussions with people, right? Some people have been saying that I don't know what's going on, whether I'm live or not. According to that thing, I should be live, but I don't know what's going on. Let me just confirm before we proceed, because according to me, we are live, but according to this thing, we are not live. I just don't know what's going on. Okay, yeah, we are live. So why is this thing not doing the right thing? Okay, so yeah. So okay, this thing yokuthi people are saying, some people are accepting the apology while other people are not accepting the apology. Now, there are a lot of ways in which we can look at this. There are a lot of things that we need to consider when we deal with this matter. Number one, before we get there, there's something that Judge Ratha said when he said these people can bring an application to remove him. He will definitely recuse himself. And I was talking to somebody who says that the defense should have immediately seized that opportunity and launched an application there and there. Then I said to him, no, but remember that when you're bringing an application of that nature, you must justify, and you cannot just easily jump into that and say, there's an application that we can make, it's available, and then you start making that application, right? So you cannot just do the application for the sake of the application, but you need to do the application when you can substantiate as to why you want to do this application, right? So that's one aspect that I want you to consider, that doing this or removing the judge, as he has said, is not as easy as he has invited the defense or the accused. But another thing that I want you to consider, I'm yet to play a video, then I will bring my arguments, more of my arguments. Another thing that I will want you to consider is the following. When you remove the judge, where will Danzi accused number 2 be in the case that we bring on a new judge, or say judges that get to preside over that trial? Where is Danzi? So I want you to think about Danzi, for instance. Where is he? Remember, I'm mentioning Danzi because he is not found guilty. There are no cases hanging over his head. And because of that, if you bring on the new judges who might come in and say, no, we want to start this whole thing afresh, where is he? He will still be in prison. Think about it. Where are you? Are you of the idea that removing the judge is the right way to go? Or you are of the idea that let's allow him to proceed until the end? At the end, when he concludes, then we will, if he rules and he convicts the accused, then we take the matter to the SCA, Supreme Court of Appeal. Yes. Where are you in terms of this? Are you of the view that allow the judge to continue? Or, no, remove the judge and let's start afresh? Now, thirdly, is it not a trap when judge says, guys, if you are not happy with me, I am more than happy to recuse myself? Is that not a trap? Think about it for a moment. Just think about it for a moment. Is that not a trap? Is it not because maybe he has realized that, nah, man, I do not wish to see this trial till the end, and therefore I want to recuse myself, but I cannot recuse myself not unless there is an application that I should recuse myself. So, hence the question, is this not a trap? I want you to think about these dynamics before you arrive at a specific conclusion. You will tell me what you think. I'm going to read your comments. But is this not a trap? This live stream, I don't think it's going to be much longer. So the earlier you participate, the earlier you voice on your opinion, the better. So please do so right now. I'm about to allow you guys to listen to the apology from Judge Ratha. And I will be back after that. I want you guys to do the right thing. Please like the stream. Please, guys, like the stream. Then comment. Now, let's move on now to Judge Ratha here.
Yeah, there's one thing I must attend to. All of us, I suppose, we read newspapers. This is proper that I should address this issue. But initially I want to say I have been 26 years on the bench as an acting judge, and as a judge I have never ever behaved the way I did on Friday. And I've been 30 years as an attorney. Before I became a judge, 30 years I was an attorney. I spoke to the JP, and the JP spoke to me together with the DJP. And the JP rightfully excoriated me for my conduct, that it is not befitting of a judge of my experience and stature, that I should have behaved like I did. And I agree. My conduct was questionable and incorrect. And my wife also, who I thought, young Saba is afraid of me, told me that I should apologize to the whole of South Africa because I am worse than the attorneys who apparently steal the monies of clients in the RAF matter. She was reading a paper the other day about the fact that attorneys apparently, and they are colorless, stole about 1.5 billion of RAF funds which belong to clients. And I wish now to tender my sincerest apologies. It's contra my nature to do that. I have a son, he just died recently, who's an advocate. He's older than you, Miss Mshololo. He was born in 1968. He died because of lymphatic cancer. I think he would have also have been disappointed at my conduct. That's why I say I heartily and unreservedly, with no qualification, apologize to my colleagues here to the accused. They say I mustn't call you the accused. They are correct. The gentleman in front of me. And I've also been accused of being a racist. I want to just talk one or two things about me as a person without being a lawyer. I grew up in the house of Moses Kotane. Nelson Mandela used to come at home, Walter Sisulu, even Robert Sobukwe, before he broke away from the ANC. My father was involved as a member of the ANC and the Communist Party. He would be mortified to hear that I am a racist. And another thing which you may not know, my great-grandmother was a German. She was born in Bochum. Apparently he met some German priest, meaning my grandmother was a German. And I recall that she used to cut her hair, crop it short, so that people mustn't realize that she's got white blood. So I know everything about racism. I grew up also under the tutelage of the late Bishop Tutu. I was talking to his son, Trevor, yesterday at the seminary. So if you want to know me, whether I'm a racist or not, you can ask, for instance, Archbishop Thabo Makgoba, Father Mkhatshwa, Professor Lesiba Tefu, Professor Seth Cooper, Professor Bani Pichana. I used to be a member of SASO. We founded SASO 1968. I wasn't the leading light, but at Fort Hare, I was the secretary of the branch there. You can confirm that with Judge Selby Bakwa, who's here. And subsequently, I became a member of the Black People's Convention after the ANC was banned. And subsequently, I became a member of AZAPO, and I was the Secretary for Legal Affairs and Sport when Mrs. Khware was the president of AZAPO. I cut my teeth in politics together with Cyril Ramaphosa. He was my junior, actually, in politics. And I mean, I was tutored by people like Thabo Mbeki. He'd be shocked to hear that I'm a racist. So if people say I'm a racist, maybe I'm not aware of that. But if I trampled on anybody's toes because of my racism, despite being an adherent to the Freedom Charter, 1955, I was there in Kliptown with my father. I wish to apologize for being a racist. I'll try and mend my ways, but I can tell you, it's not a conscious thing about me to be a racist. So I apologize. And the gentleman in front of me, if you believe that I, as a judge, I'm so useless, dumb, paluka, moho, etc., and you think you can't get a fair trial from me, please tell me. I'll recuse myself. Don't want to impose myself on people who doubt my integrity, honor, and dignity. And I mean it. If you think this judge, the way he's a racist, the way he doesn't care for the Constitution, he's not fit to be our judge, please tell me, and I'll recuse myself. Yeah, so that is the apology. My wife actually said to me, I must apologize even to the people of South Africa. And then I asked him jokingly, even the undocumented foreigners, he says, everybody. So I wish to apologize even to the politicians, because I'm told even politicians are worried about me. They want to summon me to Parliament. Don't know for what. And most graciously, I want to apologize to the Chief Justice Maya, to Chief Justice Zondo, to Chief Justice Mogoeng, and to all these colleagues. In particular, for instance, Dikgang Moseneke, Willie Seriti, because those are the contemporaries I started with. And I was also phoned by persons I've tutored as attorneys and advocates. Some of them are on the bench. Some of them are at the Constitutional Court. They were also shocked that I'm a racist. Okay, so I hope you accept my apology. And I also want to apologize to all the judges, all the magistrates, all the prosecutors, all the students who are studying law, even those who are not studying law, all the religious leaders, and anybody in South Africa who felt slighted and felt insulted, as the newspapers are saying, by my conduct, etc. And you think you can't get a fair trial from me, please tell me. I'll recuse myself. Don't want to impose myself on people who doubt my integrity, honor, and dignity. And I mean it. If you think this judge, the way he's a racist, the way he doesn't care for the Constitution, he's not fit to be our judge, please tell me, and I'll recuse myself. Yeah, so that is the apology. My wife actually said to me, I must apologize even to the people of South Africa. And then I asked him jokingly, even the undocumented foreigners, he says, everybody. So I wish to apologize even to the politicians, because I'm told even politicians are worried about me. They want to summon me to Parliament. Don't know for what. And most graciously, I want to apologize to the Chief Justice Maya, to Chief Justice Zondo, to Chief Justice Mogoeng, and to all these colleagues. In particular, for instance, Dikgang Moseneke, Willie Seriti, because those are the contemporaries I started with. And I was also phoned by persons I've tutored as attorneys and advocates. Some of them are on the bench. Some of them are at the Constitutional Court. They were also shocked that I'm a racist. Okay, so I hope you accept my apology. And I also want to apologize to all the judges, all the magistrates, all the prosecutors, all the students who are studying law, even those who are not studying law, all the religious leaders, and anybody in South Africa who felt slighted and felt insulted, as the newspapers are saying, by my conduct. Okay, yes, Mr.
Okay. There we go. Some of you guys are saying that, okay, the trial must start de novo. Right, here's my problem. If the trial had to start de novo, no problem. You know why? Accused number 5, he's sentenced to, is it 6 life sentences? So to him, whether it's that de novo or it doesn't, he gets to waste time or enjoy his time in prison while coming to court. Accused number 4, he's sentenced, I think, to 25 years. So whether it starts de novo or not, he's not affected. Accused number 3, I think his sentence is 22 or 25. Whether it starts de novo or not, while he's serving his time, he is just enjoying that. The fact that he's being brought to court, he enjoys sunshine, he enjoys this communication with people free, you know. So it benefits accused number 1 to 3 to come to court every day, Monday to Friday. Accused number 1, he was found guilty. I don't remember him being sentenced. So he might probably get sentenced to 5 years. I don't know. But accused number 2, he has never been sentenced. There is no case hanging over his head. So if the trial starts de novo, right? The problem is, I will argue that if you remove this judge, you put an application to remove the current judge, fine. But make sure that when the judges or the new judge comes in, the first thing to do is to deal with the bail for accused number 2, Bongantans. It will be better for him to attend the trial from outside because there is no cases or case that he or where he was found guilty. Therefore, allow him to attend the court coming from outside. And I am convinced that if he does not have money or a place to stay around Joburg so he can attend the trial, I'm convinced that you and I will donate towards that will be catered for. So if we had to start this from de novo, we must then think of it from that perspective that every time they are in that or sitting in prison, it's not nice on accused number 2, Bongantans. So that is where I personally am conflicted because of that. When I think of accused number 2, and I can't help but to say, if the trial had to start de novo, that man, he will be affected. So I am just subjecting him to more years in prison or weeks in prison without knowing his fate. That's my worry about starting this trial de novo or starting with a new judges. But here is another conundrum that I am facing. I'm thinking to myself, when I say, is this not a trap? Think of it this way. Think about the fact that Advocate Mgomezulu once told the judge that he was going to bring an application regarding his conduct during this trial. I think the argument or the confrontation between him and Advocate Mshololo will also threaten him. The confrontation between him and Advocate Mnisi, who said, he said it, I think last week, if I'm not mistaken. He said to the judge, please note that I am noting this behavior. He knows that when a lawyer says we are noticing this, he knows what it means. So he might think, man, before somebody can bring these applications, let me recuse myself, but I don't have a way of recusing myself. Therefore, let me ask them to make an application to myself so I can recuse myself. I will gladly remove myself from that. 2, it might be a trap in that when he sentenced them later on and they complain about his behavior, he might come back and say, but I offered you the opportunity to launch an application against me, but you did not take that opportunity, meaning you agree with my behavior. Why now that I've sentenced you, now that I've given you a sentence that you don't like, now you want to come back and point at my behavior and say my behavior, this, my behavior, that. No, there's nothing wrong with my behavior. The problem is you don't like the judgment that I gave you. Do you see where we're going with this, right? Do you see the trap in it? So, if you are a lawyer and you have the accused or representing this accused, I am asking myself, what do you tell the accused? Are you saying to the accused, all right, it's okay, guys, let's just allow the judge to preside until the end of the trial when he shall rule over the matter, to which we all know that he's going to sentence them. We can see that. But then, my worry is, when he sentenced them, they might not have the opportunity to complain about his behavior because he will have said, or he will say, but if you had a problem with my behavior, you should have brought an application. I even told you that I was more than willing to recuse myself. You see now, my problem with everything. I wish I was an experienced lawyer who knew this, who would have maneuvered this space and understand as to how do we maneuver this space. We've got 233 people, but only 77 likes, guys, on our live stream. No, guys, please, guys. Now, how do we maneuver this space as people? How? What do you tell if you are representing accused number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? What do you tell your client? What do you say to your client? Do you say, you know what, let's start de novo, we will do bail application for accused number 2? What do you say to yourself as counsel during this time? As accused, you know, I'm going to tell you this about the accused. The way the accused are so fed up, from what I've heard, they are so fed up with everything that is happening in court. They are saying, we don't care if you sentence us, it's fine, because we're never going to get justice anyway. That's where they are. I want you to think of it this way. The judge himself once said, justice must not only be done, but must be seen as being done. Two different concepts in one sentence. It must not only be done, but it must be seen as being done. So now, in the case of in the Senzomeyiwatrial, you have people who are dissatisfied with the behavior of the judge, being you and I. Probably, when the judge was saying whatever he was saying, he was testing the water to see if they will bring an application that will verify or confirm the public outcry over his behavior. But maybe he wants to use the accused to test the water to say, as a judge, to preside over a case that most people are dissatisfied is a bit of a problem. Who do I represent? The pressure that every time I say things in court, it goes out on social media and I see people voicing out their opinion about what I said in court. Remember that judges must be respected, but respect is a two-way. We can't respect a person that doesn't do good to us. Do you see what I'm saying? So this issue, what is happening on the Senzomeyiwatrial, it is going to affect people's career beyond the trial. And I want you to listen to me for a moment on this one. Justice must not only be done, but it must be seen to be done. The state should represent you, the people. But on the Senzomeyiwa case, you find that people are dissatisfied with the judge's behavior, and people are dissatisfied with the state's behavior. So then I ask you the other time, who does the state represent? On this trial, this is the first trial amongst many, amongst all the trials that we've heard. This is the first trial where the defense represent the people's interest, the state represent the minority's interest, the judge represent the minority's interest. It's a case where instead of the defense, instead of the state proving its case beyond reasonable doubt, the judge once invited the defense to prove the guilt of their innocence or to prove their client innocent, whereas according to the principle, the state must prove its case beyond reasonable doubt, and the defense needs to prove doubt on the state's case. It is enough to acquit the accused. We have done a live stream about that. You know that I did a live stream about that. Do you see where I'm going with this thing? To say this case, everything that is happening in this case is just a mixed masala. You ask yourself a question. On Jocelyn Smith's trial, the state clearly represented the interest of the people there. Majority of the people overwhelmingly were in favor of the state. Majority of the people overwhelmingly were behind the judge. But on the Senzomeyiwa trial, majority and overwhelmingly are opposed to the judge and to the state. So, if you are a mature individual, you read ahead, you can see the complication and the implication and the difficulties that you will face having to answer a lot of things here that happens during this trial. Because this trial must be used as an example on other trials, but because of the errors surrounding this trial, it will affect that. I doubt people will quote what is happening here. I doubt even the local people who are in legal fraternity will like to quote many things that happened on the Senzomeyiwa trial. I doubt, because the integrity of the trial has been compromised. But here's the thing. Whenever a person will reference the Senzomeyiwa trial, the first thing they would like to know, if the trial gets to conclude, the first thing they will always remember is the judge. So if you are a judge presiding over this trial, knowing that in the future you might be referenced, it's probably the reason why one would have realized that, no, man, I must be withdrawn from this trial because of the complications. But I want you to remember this. My interest or my question is or remain this or the following. Where do you place stance if the trial starts de novo? A friend of mine even said, this trial, somebody is hitting up. I can see that in the comment. All right, I'm going to read your comment. Okay, guys. So somebody once said that I lost my train of thought. But I want you to think about it. We are at the crossroad. I'm going to say this. As a content creator, it would be nice to create content, but when I think about the life of Ntanzi, for instance, I realize, no, content is not worth it. The trial must come to an end. So I can't make a decision over content. Right? That's why, personally, I am conflicted. I don't know. I feel that it would be nice to see this trial coming to an end. Actually, I don't know, man. I don't know how best can I express myself here. I would have loved to see this, but I don't like what I'm seeing in between. 2, If people overwhelmingly vote against me to say let's start de novo, fine. But I am of the view that more than one judge will be fine on this trial. We need more than one judge. And I am of the view that let's get, you see, Judge Erasmus, who was presiding over the Jocelyn Smith trial, I'm pleased. That judge's behavior, I think he will be a perfect fit for the Senzomeyiwatrial trial. I am looking at that this judge that is presiding over the case of Jacob Zuma versus Billy Down and the journalist, the manner in which he conducts himself, he will be a perfect fit for this case. I'm looking at the judge that presided over the AKA trial or bail hearing. He will be a perfect fit for this trial. I'm looking at the judge that presided over the Bafana case. Is it the sex worker Bafana, right? I'm looking at that judge. I'm like, he will be a perfect fit for this trial. I'm looking at the judge that presided over, the judge that was presiding over or was managing Thabo Baxter's bail, what. That judge who will reference or will refer to Thabo Baxter as Mr. Bester, that judge will be a perfect fit for this trial. I'm looking at the judge that once presided over a case it was about the throne, the Zulu throne. That judge who presided over that, the manner in which he conducted himself, that judge will also make a perfect fit for this trial. But over and above, I am in favor of Judge Erasmus, who was presiding over the Jocelyn Smith case, to lead them. That judge, not only is he fair to everybody, he rebuked both the state and the defense equally, and he's a no-nonsense judge. Not only does he do that very well, but also time. Oh, when that judge says, we will be back at past, you best believe past or 29 minutes past, past or 31. That judge doesn't miss. He never. But on the Senzomeyiwatrial trial, you will be told, hey, we are 15 minutes. 15 minutes turns into 45 minutes. They come back, they don't even apologize because it's a day-to-day thing. The other time somebody wrote to them and say, you are wasting time with this everlasting breakfast. They said he's the one who's wrong. The Jocelyn Smith trial came and proved to us that time can be kept and time can be respected in court. Until the last day of that trial, time was kept, time was respected. So looking at that judge, if they don't want to give us more than one judge, I will vote for Judge Erasmus. And I think most of you will overwhelmingly vote for Judge Erasmus. But if we were to get a different prosecutor, right, I will even say that let's get a different one. I will be in favor of us getting a different prosecutor. What do you think? What do you say about that? But I'm very worried. I'm worried about how this trial is turning out to be. I'm seriously worried. And there's a lot that we could have addressed so far as the judge is concerned. We could have spoken about, or I could have spoke about the fact that the nature of the apology itself doesn't seem to be satisfying, according to me, because one, the man did the same thing previously, and we are kind people. We accepted his apology unconditionally, unreservedly apologizing, unconditionally accepted that. We moved on. You will notice that none of my videos have I ever quoted that behavior of the judge. None of them. Even when we were complaining about that, but we will not necessarily dwell on his past. But then he repeats the same mistake, yet we are expected again to forgive and forget. Or, maybe we should look at things this way. You did it in the past. You had to humble yourself and apologize publicly. You didn't learn your lesson. Is the second apology even authentic and genuine to begin with? Because those are the questions that I can't help but having to ask myself such questions. Is this apology genuine? But just focus on the apology itself. There is no, I was wrong, I did 1, 2, and 3, 4, wrong, I was wrong. No. I worked with Thabo Mbeki. I worked with Cyril Ramaphosa. I've been with this and this and this. The naming of these powerful political figures tells me that you are communicating a message that says, remember, you must know who I am. You may try, but do not mess with me. If I'm angry, it can take me one phone call, and just one phone call, I can finish your career. So you defense, you must think twice when you want to deal with me. You must know who I am. You must know the people behind me. That's how I read this apology, right? It's like you are busy introducing or telling us indirectly that I'm the most powerful man that you don't want to ignore. Yesterday, I was sitting with the child of the late Desmond Tutu. You know what I'm saying? The same person tells us that, you know what? There are people in the hey, I just remember something powerful there, guys. Yeah. Guys, I just remember something powerful. But, just give me a moment. Hey guys, hey guys, something is burning within my heart. Let me tell you this. What if, just as a matter of fact, what if we think that we are going to win this case on appeal, but we lose it on appeal because, think about what the judge said. He tells us that within the SCA, there are people, there are judges. He names them, probably there are some that he didn't name, who are sitting there, who knows him at a personal level. They even called him and say, hey, we are hearing this. According to how he said it, it sounds like they are saying, we know you are not racist, according to how he said it. So now that I'm thinking about everything, was that not a message to say there will be people even at the SCA who will still make me favors? Why did the judge? Do you notice that the judge will always throw the remarks that, you know what, you can take me on appeal. You can take me on appeal. You can take me on appeal. Then on appeal, we get to hear that there are people who are sitting on the court that deals with appeal, which is the Supreme Court of Appeal. Hey, guys. Hey, man. Are we not missing something there? Probably. I'm a man born under sin, subject to correction. I am not saying it's like that, but I'm saying, the man tells us that, no. I have friends who are not only sitting at the Supreme Court of Appeal, but even when you win at Supreme Court of Appeal, I still have friends who are sitting at the Constitutional Court. And I'm like, hey. I might be wrong. I'm a man, born under sin, subject to correction. But I'm saying, are we missing something here? Am I wrong? You know what I'm saying? Remember the fact that, or consider the fact that the man brings these powerful figures together for a reason. He wouldn't have brought former President Thabo Mbeki, current President Cyril Ramaphosa, the late Desmond Tutu. You know what I'm saying? I'm worried a bit. Not entirely, but worried a bit. I'm worried a bit. I want you guys to tell me, is he not sending a message that, don't undermine me. Now, we will talk about the judge president for a moment. Now, here's the conundrum. If you are judge president, Mlambo, you do not want the trial to start de novo. Why? This is me saying to you, I don't think that the Gauteng division will want this trial to start de novo. Why? Because it is the very same Gauteng division that issued a message to courts and magistrates saying that there are too much cases on the roll that haven't dealt with. They want this. They want things to be fast-tracked so that spaces can be created for new trials. So the Senzomeyiwatrial trial has been on the roll far too long. So it is not in the interest of the JP and his management team to see this trial starting de novo. However, what do you think about justice? Is justice being served if the case proceeds? I don't know. So the point I'm driving home is it might not be an easy thing for this trial to start de novo because the the JP will not be interested in entertaining that because he wants this case to be finished so he can continue with other cases. Not only does he want the case to be done and dusted with, but also he wants the eyes to be taken away from him, right? Because this is the trial that every people in authority will want to know what is going on with that trial. Why is that trial not, why are we not seeing the end to this trial, right? So there will be questions, there will be, a lot of things that they don't want. Also the media attention as well, So I seriously doubt that the JP can entertain anything and everything that is suggesting this trial to start de novo. I strongly doubt. Maybe I need to remind you something. Do you remember that when the previous judge, Judge Maumela, was removed? Do you remember that they tried to get Ratha to continue from where he left? They gave him the notes from the previous judge and said he must read those notes. But upon reading, he said he couldn't continue from those notes. The trial started afresh. Chances are, if you get a new judge, he will want to start de novo, and that will chow time. Do you see what I'm going with this? So we might not get what we want. But speaking about people who are not getting what they want, it's me. It's funny that people are able to vote for no or yes, but they are not able to like the stream. I'll give an example. 274 people watching live right now, 178 likes, but in terms of the vote, 259 people have voted. You're like, but why don't you like the stream? Then vote, and then you get, no, people don't want to do that. Guys, you're unfair. Please be fair to me. Please. Right. So yeah, those are some of the things that I wanted to raise with you in today's episode. What do you make? What do you think of these things? I am about to start reading your comments now before, because I thought it was going to be a 30-minute thing because I've got a network problem. So if this live stream cuts in any way, shape, or form before I can conclude, or before we can come to a conclusion, or before I can read all of your comments, please note that it's not because of I want that. It is simply because the network has been acting. Now let me start reading your comments here, guys, because they are very important, right? And then I'm going to end with the I'm gonna end with this. I'm gonna end with the reading of this vote here. Now somebody says, "Hey Bongs, always live stream during another salute." Brr. Wait a minute. What do you mean? I don't know. Please do let me know. I don't know. Okay, I am the first to like. Please, let's not forget to like. Abigail has reminded you before the live stream started, but people did not listen to her. Hi, Tipo, Bongs, where are you? I'm here, Tipo. Okay, Cecil Brown, hi. 9 p.m. from Namibia. Oh, all right. Dan, Bongs, you always live stream during another. Israel Mutonza, I didn't have to. He didn't have to apologize to everyone because an advocate can't make an important trial that has been dragging for 8 years. He was making an example that black people are playful more than white people. Oh, okay. Then guilty of being black, not for any evidence. Ntanzi must be granted a bond. Right. Umdludlu uthi Mocha Bongs, Ndise lost Gumnand was at work here. I think you might have listened to the, because I've played a video from the beginning of this. Because Kira Uti, I suspect that the accused, I suspect that all the accused that were represented by the Ratha during apartheid era have been sentenced to death. Okay. Nogazi Shabalala, uthi son, Uncle Tom must go, son. Hayi, ngeke. Uhlupile All right. Ahlele lapha. Israel Mudonza uthi, isn't Tanzi the guy of dread who was in the house and pointed by Kelly and Thabo, the witness who was inside the house? Let me, for the sake of argument, let me agree with you. But still, bail is necessary. Even then, just on your argument, bail is still necessary. Uten, not a trap, also a trap. I think he's embarrassed. I think he has embarrassed himself, and small party wants to leave. But if he exits, he knows what happens. Oh, okay. About Bongs, where are you? Dan, colorless thieves, still talking color. Godfrey Manyomba uti, rescue the church, but I am worried about Tanzi. Very much worried. Sbanda skatele uti, uza bulawa I heart attack lona. Utato Timen, go and enjoy your pension, old man. Judge forgot. This is live, right? Kuchas, that's not an apology. Timen, this is not the first time. Lipoho Malejo, please rescue yourself. Sibanda Skatele, you are not a racist, but we tuta, right? Nogubonga mapala uti. It's not too late. He must just behave himself. Alpha Mesh, yes. He's recused. Then we need a judge with 2 assessors. Dango, Lonwabo Zwen, uti. It will take so long, Putwam, if he recuse himself. Sorry, man. Recuse himself. I've been reading this word incorrectly. Okay, then they are voting for de novo. Right, Nomaswazi Shabalala, Agambe Uratha. Uyisi uthi usihlukumezile umhlaba. Uthi usihlukumezile umhlaba wonke. A racist, vele it's not the first time. Hey, uzongishaya Ratha la. Then uthi restart is not a better. It's not a better winning strategy. Win via appeal. SCA will not ignore this week in history. Oh, okay, then, okay, I get you. I get you, Dan. I get you. Mary Shabangu, he's causing more damage on a daily basis. Let him go. Look, it's always about him and how much he's connected. Lonwabo Zwen uthi, let's like, please. Hey, I've been asking the likes. They are not coming. People are angry. I don't know why. Then uthi, that's a problem. Do you have a link to call in, Bongs? No, I don't. I was trying to fundraise so I can buy what we call it Roadcaster Pro, which is around 17,000. So I don't at the moment. Mary Shabangu, it's about justice and it's not about the time saving. God will appoint a judge who's God fearing. Okay, Nelson Zinghonga uti, it's better to delay than life in jail. Then uti, delay is life sentence without actual sentence. Hey, Israel Mutonza uti, Pantanzi was pointed by 2 witnesses, so he can't get away. Oh, Sakati Twenye uti, if the judge cannot recognize his prejudicial behavior, how can he prefer fair judgment? Good question. Okay, then Tidi Anamahape uti, we need to finish this case. I can only suggest, if possible, that 2 judges can be added working along with him. Where is your link, Bongs Uten? Belinda, listen, Ntanzi will be at high risk if he can get a bail. How? Please explain. Then adding 2 judges is better than recusal. Oh, okay. Okay, then why so many people want to subject the mama to another restart? People don't think too far ahead. Tandipiri, it's better for him to recuse himself than for the accused to be sentenced for life imprisonment. It's better than late, it's better late than sorry. Tidi uti, he's emotionally blackmailing the guys nje. Why can't he recuse himself? Right then, okay, Pendulana nai. Pamela, uti, new judge will be better. I'm sure this trial will be finished long time. When he sentenced them life in prison, what are you going to say? Okay. Then uti, specifically Ratha's court is an appellate bait for an appeal. Aish. Netfat Ngube uti, he should just recuse himself. He is embarrassed by his own behavior. He has realized South Africa is against him. Tidi Anamahap uti, no, we don't want de novo. Alpha Mesh, the true judge Ratha needs as assessor to help him to come to a just decision when it comes to the DNA, AVL, ballistics, and other technicalities. Jen how do you pronounce it? But it's Jen. Okay, I'm sorry. It's better 5 more years than life imprisonment. That is not deserving, because appeal process can take another 5 years to complete. Begging Umalo, Ratha must go. No credibility whatsoever left. He is part of the syndicate. Port Diamond, the man is not a judge, Ratha. No. Tidi Anamahape uti, Judge Ratha has always wanted to trend, so he's here trending sadly in a bad way. Then uti, what 5 years? Defense is about to lead a case. They won't take 5 years. Alpha Mesh, guys, if you say Judge Ratha must go, please also provide a way forward. Don't just say he must go. Right. Liam Rampe uti, let him go. Yeah, uti, let him go. Okay, then uti, people too emotional. Think about Ntanzi. Look, Ntanzi. Think about Mama Meyiwa now. What if we lose the next trial because state cooked better? Ish. Mpho Diamond, Ratha Baloyi Kininda Mlambo. Then, open line, bongs. Then, the lines are not available yet. Look at 10. You are heating up. Judge Ratha Mokgatleng misleading this court session since from the beginning of the trial within a trial and a main trial. Right? Alpha Mesh, okay, is responding to some of the people, they're responding to one another. Saying, Piwe Nyawo, he must step down, please. We are at risk and tired of his old man. The 5 men must just tell him, they must just ask the judge to be recused because of his biasness. Right? Just give me a moment, let me read this. Because of his biasness. Where was I? I was about to get to this one. Oh, guys, I am lost. Where was I? People will accuse me of not reading their comments because, me, I am biased. Like, you must step down. Okay, we read that one. Oh, yeah, because of his biasness. Mevin Makala Motolo Uti, yes. Tidi Anna Mahape Uti, a shame Judge Ratha right now, he's frustrated indeed. We need more than one judge, and such judge should be sober. Even Baloyi must go. Hey, George Ratha, step down and go. To hell, I hate him. He came with a mandate. Unfortunately, it came evidently that the state exposed to what they used to do to poor men in South Africa, as Donald Trump mentioned that something wrong with this SA. Saying people coming to an end, the expense of those abontanzi. Uteja, keep the judge Ratha, go for an appeal when necessary. No more time for cooking. Ratha on outcry for all witnesses in the house to be on the stand and testify on their version. Then insert here must go. Even I've been hearing that for 8 years about everything in South Africa. Can we please strategize? By the way, Dan is in America. He's an American. So when he says this, he's speaking because it's outside of this country. Right. When we say the trial has attracted people who are outside of this country, we're speaking of Dan in the comment section. Right. Okay. Leo Rampai, hey, you wrote Tswana there. What is? Hey, Manya, it's a bit difficult to read what you wrote. Main junior, to those who study law, in the era of apartheid, must step down or restudy again, cause in their minds, apartheid is still operating. Loans. The judge was just pretending about the recusal because he knows that will be a difficult thing for everyone. Everyone wants the case to come to close. Ratha and Mlambo out. Umagashaka, Bongs, please go back to the speech of Mngomezulu's sister during the funeral and check what is happening now. Okay, I will do so. Sorry, guys. Alpha Mesh, if this case goes on an appeal, there's going to be more than one judge overseeing it. Therefore, I believe it's better to let it run through so that the state won't have time to cook further. Okay. Main junior, let's go to that court and remove that judge, aka Tom Ratha there. Lady C, tantrums throwing grandpa, please. Hey. Oh, Lady C. What tantrums throwing Grandpa. You correct, Bongs. He forgets that he is no longer majority government of the ANC. Marisha Bang Baloyi will be his weakest without Ratha. Look, the judge is the master defender. He must go. Hey. Erasmus will finish this trial very fast. He's not a corrupt judge. Then uti no SCA doesn't work like that. Friendship don't matter. Oh, okay. George, uti apology not accepted. Yet Ratha addressed Advocate Mshololo in court, not in chambers? Question mark. Tidi Anamo happy. Name dropping was heavy, son. He's definitely sending a message that he's untouchable. Main Junior, Judge Ratha doesn't respect us as a country. He must go to hell now because we are tired of him. Even Advocate Tim Gomezulu knows that they wherever he is, may his soul rest in peace. Dan is looking for a call. Oh, my phone is not even here, Dan. He must go. Ulevi Messiah. Linda Mkweban. Ratha should be ashamed of himself. He must go, period. He must recuse himself. The accused persons won't get a fair trial. Then these people don't care about Senzo's mother. They just want to see the back of Ratha. Jembe Mususa uti Ratha must go. Leombare uti apology not accepted at all. David Mkatini Ratha should go no matter what. Deboho uti the syndicate of sending poor men and innocent people to jail for the crime they didn't commit. David Makatini uti JP and his DPJ have messed up. Then open StreamYard. Oh, okay. I'll try StreamYard. Defense removing judge. Someone is dreaming here. Clearly. Okay? Dipu, I don't trust Ratha. Where Ratha Maiznaza is going to snap again. I think so. Main Junior, they told him not to call them accused. But you know what? I was like, but today they did it. I'm like, guys, can't you don't repent? Right. Lady C was responding to George. Because Korea say, I won't forget that Ratha once advised accused to fire his advocate during GP massacre trial, then sentenced them all, and he repeated that advancing game again during his trial. I wonder, hey, Mr. Local Junior, Main Junior, money on the brown envelope. Right, money on the brown envelope. More blessing, Lovu. Good evening, family. I personally cannot accept his apology. Hashtag he must go. Umusa as we have lost faith in him. Let him go. Ukristo Fontaine, if they don't want the trial to start over, let them tell the judge to be fair and not to be on the state side and give Ntanze a bail. Finish and clear. Lasha, a repeated mistake is a choice. Dango. Takani Matebula, if you can bring people who were at Kumalo's house to the court, he will be okay. He will be okay, maybe, but no hope in his apologies is for sentencing the accused. Colin Mpo, guys, the problem is that court is not the judge, but Baloyi is the problem. Mastermind of this case, starting from the start. Hey, Lady C, okay, he's responding to somebody. Lady C, look, we need a judge that is neutral. because there's one seems to favor Baloyi. Judge like Erasmus will bring Baloyi and the defense in order. Thank you, Levi Messiah. He thought he will be admired by being connected to Konate, and he must go. Perish far. 5 more years. Better. Do you guys hear this? Then, ladies, see, maybe 375 will see the light of the day if Judge Moon swing steps. Then, ladies, see, there was already a ruling about 375 that won't change. Okay. Urivak Ratha has a German great mother. No wonder why he's a racist. All right, Matthew Mkonza, he must excuse himself. Excuse himself. Apology for our eyes. Actions speak louder than words. Pamela, Ratha must go. Whether the trial starts over, he is going to sentence them, and he has shown us today that is untouchable. MFM CBD, Ratha is mtagati, even neighbors knows. Maybe new judge won't tell us that 375 is not a murder case. Pamela, Matthew Mkonza, he is a narcissist. He will blame people about his misconduct. Josephina Mkwena, Magaye, Magahambe. Good people, aye man, it has been a pleasure to be with you after a very long time. Let's just say, last comment, lastly, he apologized because what others asked him to do so. He will have never apologized because he see none wrong in nonsense conduct. Right, guys, I promised you a live stream about I promised you a live stream about the fact that if Longotola was to testify, how he will crumble the case. I still owe you that live stream, but we will do so. But for now, please allow me to sign out. Yeah, man, yeah. With the hope that we shall meet yet again. Oh, before I can sign out, hey, let me read this for you. 353. Okay, we are about to see this. Out of 353 votes, 74% says he must go. Only 25% of people say nope, he shouldn't go. So the maths is clear. Right. Let me love and leave you guys here until we meet again, good people.